Now for the chorus of A Mighty Fortress, you're going to keep everything the same as you had settings-wise for the pre-chorus. You're going to be playing the same thing, and you should still have your dotted eighth delay on, and you should just have a mild overdrive. Nothing too killer, not till the solo anyway. So I'll just display it. I'm not going to run it dry this time because I previously did that in the pre-chorus. So I'm just going to show you how it sounds and how it's played again. So we'll tap in the tempo. A mighty fortress is our God, a sacred refuge is your name. Your kingdom is unshakable, with you forever we will reign. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're not familiar with using delay, is that you're going to have your effect level should be at about 2 o'clock or so, and your what is that called? Your feedback should be at about 10 o'clock or so, 10, 11, anywhere around there. Now, if you're used to strumming chords when you're playing the rhythm, or just not having worked with delay in the past, what you're actually going to do is the delay will make up the upstroke. So really, all I'm doing, if you watch my right hand real quick, when I'm playing that, I'm just hitting downstrokes and maybe accenting a little bit, but never upstrokes. So like. It does sound like I'm hitting those upstrokes, but it's because the delay's attack level is up a little bit, so it's emulating that I would be doing the upstrokes. I'll show you what it would sound like if I did upstrokes. It would just get too cluttered and too messy. So it would be like. You can hear that trail off is just too much. That you're not going to really mess with that too much with the upstrokes. Usually when you have this much delay on, you'll always have just that down picking. And so there's really no need to do the up picking since the delay is taken over. Plus your acoustics have got that covered. So that's the chorus, and that's going to be all the choruses. That's how they all go, and the same with the pre-chorus. We're not going to go back for any verses. There are no more verses. So I'm going to show you how to play the solo next. Now comes my favorite part for any song, is the solo. I'm just going to play it dry for you real quick. I'll play it slow, and then I'll show you and explain to you what I'm doing, right-handed and left-handed, which frets, all that good stuff. So here's the solo, just dry, no effects. Okay, it's a pretty simple solo. Basically, all we're doing here, we're starting at the 12th fret on the G string, and it's probably going to be easier if you use your ring finger, because it'll be easier to get that slide and then double back here. So we're just, and then one thing to keep in mind, let's see, is the right hand picking, the way I'm picking. It's not like that. There's some just down picking instead of that sort of up down tremolo pick sort of deal. So the way it starts out is, oh, I'm sorry, there you go. So we went from the 12th fret on the G string, slide down into, let's see, 15, 17, 19, to the 19th fret on the G string, then to the 17th fret. But when we get to the 17th fret, we're no longer up and down picking, we're just down picking. So he goes. And from there, it goes to the 18th fret on the B string and walks down to the 17th fret on the B string, to the 15th fret on the B string, to the 13th fret on the B string. So it goes, and keep in mind the right hand. Listen to what the right hand does. Up and down, up, down, 2 down. 2 down there as well. First 2 have up and down picking. Second 2 have just downstroke picking. So, in order it goes. It goes back and repeats that in a similar fashion. Starts back on that 12th fret on the G string. We go. Remember, down picking. And instead of going to the 15th fret on the B string, we're going to go to a pull off on the 15th fret on the high E string to the 12th fret. Pull off, and then we'll pick right back on that 15th fret on the high E string. So it'll sound like. So with effects, at this point we're going to be at the same amount of drive as we used for the violin sort of intro, our lead tone. So we're going to put that back on. We're going to also go back to our dotted eighth delay, probably keeping it at the same place, in and around the same place, so no need to change it, as we had before for the other parts of the song. So I'll play that in all the way through the solo. That's the solo, and that's in full time. That's before I was just slowing it down, breaking it down. That's about the approximate speed as it's going to be played. So that is the solo to A Mighty Fortress. Now I hope this video helped you out. I covered the violin intro, I covered the pre-chorus and the regular chorus, as well as the solo. And there's not really any other parts that you'll be playing that I haven't showed you past that point. You got the next part is the final chorus, which starts out a little slow, and at that point it'll just be kind of the piano, and it starts building when she says we can set our hearts on him. That's the pre-chorus. You're gonna play the pre-chorus there, and it goes in and has that drop, and then everyone comes back in on A Mighty Fortress is our God. So everyone's back in, and we're in full swing again. We're gonna have our mild overdrive on, we're going to have our dotted eighth delay on, and we're still going to be full volume at that point. So hope this video helps you in your church, and hope you are blessed by it.